All right, y'all. We back to work. We got a lot of stuff to cover today. What do we got? We got Wack 100. He's tripping out there on the internet. But what else is new? We got Luce Cannon talking. He made a phone call home from the feds. We're gonna listen to some of that, and I definitely want to spend some time there for a second. We got Lil Boosie and his situation, okay, behind him trying to promote certain things tied to a passing of a young man that was hazed in school. His response and possible legal issues around him. We'll talk about that. We got Joe Budden getting sued. We heard about his situation prior, right? But it seems that the people that live in the building where he podcasts, that they're kind of getting fed up in certain respects. So we're gonna talk about that. NBA YoungBoy, he's home. He's got one of the biggest cult followings and fan bases out there, right? Very successful young man. Hopefully he stays his ass out of trouble. We're going to talk about that. What else we got going on today? We got Diddy, of course. Y'all see him in the thumbnail. He's just got a very, very big win related to his RICO and on the civil side too, I believe. Bunch of stuff, man. It's hot outside. I might even got some more stuff up here that I didn't call out, but yeah, you know how these streams been getting lately. Real quick, I want to do a quick shout out to the chat, to my members, to my mods. I see y'all. Big shout out to the chat. Early. Miss Abby says, geez, the streets are hot and everyone is talking. They always do. Best wishes to all involved. I will definitely check out the replay. Good day to everybody. Appreciate you stopping in real quick, dropping off a good morning to everybody. And yes, we'll be here for the replay. And later on in the mornings after the lives are done, I end up getting the videos chaptered for y'all. So I know that because these videos are getting longer, it's tougher to find the specific pieces. I got the chapters in every live for you now. I just need a little bit after the live ends, okay? Oh, I got some Sauce shit for y'all too. Shout out to Sauce. I got Big Yellow 317, one of our members in the building. DMV Dollars in the building. Kelson is in the building. James Young is in the building. Members is around. Sincerely, Tiff Marie is in the building. Shout out to all my members in the building. I appreciate y'all. Twiz, I see you. Shout out to the whole chat. Okay, let's work. Adam22, you want to start there? Let's start with Adam22, man. Adam22 posted on his Instagram earlier this morning that the feds came knocking. Let's check out his story first, and then let's break this down. So here, the first post on the story says, the feds came knocking on my door today. We'll be filling y'all in on what they wanted from me at 4 p.m. Wednesday on YouTube. Okay, so he's gonna break it down for us. Content, and let's see about him actually speaking to the scenario.
So much for being fresh. If the Fed's watching, I made it 41 years into this life before I had involvement, conversation with federal agents. And when they showed up, I was wearing a red Nike Tech, not exactly the definition of fresh, but I got a crazy update. I'm going to do the Good Diligent podcaster thing, and I'm going to save it for tomorrow at 4 p.m. with Lush and some surprise guests. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. 22ster has got a big update. Tap inwardly.
Thinks I'm lying. This is on the Dead Homies. All right. So, and then he puts up that last post that we just saw. Anybody thinks I'm lying? This is on the Dead Homies with a wig on. He's Trap Lil Ross that in that respect right there. You know how Trap Lil Ross, he does the buffoonery stuff as well, which is kind of a little bit disrespectful as well. Where it's just like you're mocking it, you're making mockeries, but at the same time you're producing your content. Adam22. One of the reasons why Adam22 is very, very disliked out there is just the character that he presents, right? One thing that I do appreciate about Adam22 is he tells you who he is. He shows you who he is. He's not hiding it, right? He's not the guy that's just hiding in plain sight. He has clearly showed us, I am who I am, hate it or love it. It's content over everything. It could even be my wife, right? The woman that mothers my children, or lives in my home, or the backbone to my lifestyle. My wife is content, right? So him talking about that the feds came knocking on his door, and yeah, Wednesday we're going to talk about it on the podcast. The feds, you know, they love you. They love the No Jumper podcast. They are in love with Wack 100, Luce Cannon, Wack, Adam22. They're in love with y'all. Not just for y'all own situation, man, for everything. Like the feds, I don't think the feds ever want to put Adam22 in jail. You know what I'm saying? That's the person you just, even if Adam22 like gets in trouble for some shit, I don't even think he needs to cooperate. I think they'll just amongst themselves take it easy on it, because the No Jumper podcast is such a resource for the authorities. Just leave it there. Just let Adam22 keep podcasting, and you're gonna get all types of shit that's gonna put you in a position to close down these fucking open cases. All right. So he's gonna talk about it, of course. Anything involving federal activity. Most of us in the chat have shit to say. No Jumper podcast was mentioned in the fucking paperwork. You probably think rant mode, Adam22. You probably think rant mode activated. You probably think that because you didn't get handcuffed yet, that you're in the clear. That's not how it fucking works. People, do I need my movie references and TV references as I always do? Okay, let's what side is it? Right here. Let's go to The Wire real quick. Remember when they bum rushed the bar, and they put Avon in the bracelets, and Stringer turned around like, well, me too. And he put his hands behind his back, and McNulty looks at him and says, I'll catch you later. He left Stringer out on the street. Stringer, and everybody knows, even Avon looked at Stringer like, the fuck? They look at each other like, fuck it, right? They don't always need you at that time. They don't always want you at that time. They may not want you at all. It's possible. But if the people is absolutely there, the fucking paperwork is out. No Jumper is mentioned. Luce Cannon is there for shit that he said that's already in the paperwork. I know it's old charges and other shit that they're actually charging him with, but I'm talking about the accusations and the things that they actually discuss in the paperwork. This fight, this pistol whipping behind the building, this clip that was said about Nipsey Hussle's murder or whatever. It's still referenced. If nothing else showed you before, this is the time to shut the fuck up, stop playing, and stop potting. Now's the fucking time. If you didn't know before, you got to know now. But the fact that this man will turn content into anything, I hope the only positive side I can see to this is that, okay, my employees, my friends, my homies, my business associates are locked the fuck up, and more could be happening. So I'm going to pod on them. I'm going to take the proceeds from that pod. I'm going to help them pay their fucking lawyer fees. Imagine he don't fucking help these people with their lawyer fees, and all he's doing soon, the moment the fucking bracelets go on, is podcasting about it. They put together Voltron the other day. It was fucking Trap Lord Ross, Adam22, Vlad, academics up there. They did a Voltron fucking special edition podcast about it. Wack 100 was there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like super content mode. And now you're putting on wigs and you're joking. So yeah, we're gonna talk about. They just came. They love y'all. They fucking love y'all. They love and Wack 100. I got more Wack 100 later on this stream, but there's a piece that I need to say now related to this Adam22 shit. Wack 100. You ever have the friend? They're so hard headed. They're so fucking stuck in their opinions and in their thoughts. They would rather slit their wrist than be wrong. They will never admit when they're wrong. You can't tell them nothing. They will argue with you until you lose your voice, no matter what. The type of people that will argue with you for 5 hours and then maybe after 5 hours admit that I could have maybe thought about something differently. That's the best I could give you. Like those type of people. You know what I'm saying? Wack 100 is he. Wack 100, in case y'all don't know, Wack 100 passed the bar. Wack 100 has been lawyering legally and has been a licensed lawyer for the last 35 years of his life. He's served jury duty 12 times. He actually posed as a judge officially. He served as a judge in LA County for 17 years, right? He worked on the police force. He worked within the police department, worked alongside DEA, the narcos, was a detective. He knows all the ins and outs. He knows case law. He studied all the laws. He knows laws more than the judge, inside out. You don't need to reference past cases in your fucking civil suits or your criminal cases to Wack 100 because he knows all the laws already. The whole book, he memorized it. That is Wack 100. You can't tell him shit. There's no liability. There's nothing that he said was incriminating. Everything he did was to the T. He's not the reason for nothing. No Jump is not the reason for nothing. Adam22 ain't got nothing to do with nothing because he's a square. Everybody's in the clear. Nobody did no foul if you're associated with the fucking the 100 side, the 100 show. Nothing that they do can be used by the authorities. Nothing. I'm not here. Nothing. He knows. If you have a legal question, ask Wack 100. He has the 1000% fucking answer for you. That is he. You can't argue with people like him. He entertains me because he's so fucking. You can't get through to him. That's one of the reasons why he fucking entertains me. I would never want to argue with the man because he's not sensible. He won't accept any opinion that is different from his own. He won't. And he still doesn't get it. He thinks those people that think they're 50 times smarter than they actually are such a danger and a detriment to themselves. I will tell you people right now, I consider myself and so many other people that I've done business with, that I work with, that I've produced for, that I've collaborated with, that befriend me, that are my family. So many people that I've interacted over my years tell me I am one of the smartest people they know. But I will still tell you I have a ton to fucking learn. And some of y'all hop in my fucking DMs. Oh, shit, I didn't know that. I told y'all yesterday, attorney told, yo, you saying that wrong. Appreciate it, homie. Thank you for teaching me. I want to learn till I die. You can tell me when I'm wrong. I will accept additional opinion. I enjoy additional perspective. Wack 100, it doesn't matter how smart he thinks he is. You can't tell him shit. And Adam22 is just a content. I got a lot of things I can say about Adam22. I'm gonna leave that alone in the middle of this rant. Keep your popcorn on the table is the summary. They won't shut the fuck up. They won't. Feds can knock on my door. Hey, I'll see you in the morning on my podcast. Speaking of Adam22 getting his door knocked on by the podcast, right? I listen to Wack 100 and he swears Adam22 ain't got nothing to do with nothing, right? That podcast, right? You don't know what laws are being broken within the podcast. You don't know what stuff is being said within, well, they do, but that is being said within the podcast that can be used against some of these people. Like if you got convicted felons carrying weapons, for example, I mean, let's just act like we didn't see this. Let's act like it didn't go around the internet a million times. It's not on 1,000 different channels. Nobody saw this, right? Nobody saw when, let me take myself off the screen. Nobody saw when Brick Baby flashed Luce Cannon because it's the first time after all their beef, them being in front of each other, and Brick Baby still pulls up to work like, let me make sure I got my gun on me. And Luce Cannon, who doesn't work there, he probably had to get patted down by security, so he's probably in their weapon list. He's probably in there naked. You know what I'm saying? But Brick Baby works there. He's the guy that walks past security without getting patted down, right? We saw this footage. No, am I missing something?
Shout out again to our boys over at Fried, because
they definitely dictated the stream.
The gummies did their thingy thing. That's a fact. Yeah. We had some good fun, good clean fun.
Are y'all noticing the patterns, like the bricks and all this shit look a little different and all that?
You really feel like that?
Yeah.
You said Compa was the one that get high off of like a little bit of shit and trip out. I'm starting to believe that you're the
how you ain't got tolerance after all these years.
Hold on.
And so it was only a few short hours later after this exact interaction that everyone was taken into federal custody on RICO charges. So
now them getting arrested. Them getting arrested and everybody getting grabbed shortly after this, I'm not going to create that correlation. Obviously, this shit has been ongoing for a while. If they thought the timing was right, then they thought the timing was right. They see some of these people coming together and whatnot. Who knows, right? ESTG type shit, right? Make sure I'm proper. Check my posture. My heat shouldn't be showing. But nowadays, I work on shooting motion. Y'all don't know ESTG shit. Was that illegal visual right there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Cali laws, gun laws are a little I don't know. To me, definitely appeared to be flash dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was dancing. I don't think that was an accident. When you hold in, you know what's up with. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway. That podcast, Vlad's platform, Say Cheese, all of them, have tons of incriminating evidence. This does not mean that Vlad is employed by the police. It does not mean that Adam22 signed paperwork and he's out here with a microphone underneath his shit. Well, he doesn't need one of those because it's all being, It doesn't mean that any of these people are officially working. It doesn't mean that. Okay. But these fucking podcasts, y'all are going up there and y'all are saying things that are so incriminating. And for us, we're entertained. Some of us learn and just be like, yo, they tripping. It's topics. But Jesus Christ. So Adam22 and Wack 100 swearing that this is just all content and they don't got nothing to do with nothing, to me is one of the most out of touch with reality positions to take. Those two guys. As much as you guys want to act like you're smart, to act like you got nothing to do with nothing, and you are just 1000% clear to continue to just frolic around and pod and talk about the type of stuff that y'all talking about right now is insane. It shows me that you guys either purposefully or unknowingly are very, very out of touch with reality. And until the bracelets go on you, that's the only time where the shit actually clicks. And that's a double meaning, actually, right? Clicks. All right. I'll get back to Wack 100 later. So I might as well continue. Oh, God. Diddy gets a big win, people. How many times I got to keep putting on record my prediction? 50-50 chance he beats his case. Civil, it might be settling civil lawsuits for the rest of his life. File bankruptcy for all we know. Some of them will take years and years and years to reach conclusions. That's the civil side. Criminally, 50-50 chance he beats his shit. He's gotten a couple wins lately, right? Diddy wins dismissal of Lil Rod's RICO breach of contract claims as civil lawsuit moves forward. All right. Sean Diddy Combs won a small portion of his uphill legal battle on Monday when a federal judge dismissed the Racketeer Influenced and Corruption Act RICO portion and 4 other causes of action brought in the legal filing from Rodney Lil Rod Jones, the producer whose accusations preceded a flood of legal complaints against the rap mogul and his company. People say that Lil Rod and Cassie pretty much are the 2 biggest floodgate openers to all the Diddy shit and all the accusations and all the lawsuits and all the charges. That's what they say, and it kind of aligns and it does make some sense. Of course, you got to blame Diddy. He's at the root of it. I'm not trying to point fingers, but those were the floodgates. On Monday, Judge J. Paul, Ottakin of United States District Court for the Southern District of New York weighed in on Combs' defense team's motion to dismiss Jones versus Combs, a 31-page opinion granting the motion in part, but denying other portions related to sexual assault and trafficking. So denied those 2 big pieces. Trafficking and sexual assault is part of his criminal side that he's fighting. Right? The trafficking stuff, absolutely, right? The slimmed down civil case will still move forward, which I don't think Diddy is prioritizing. Civil stuff does not put you in jail, right? He's not going to prioritize that. Still moves forward, but with the racketeering accusation struck from the case, along with the breach of contract claim and 3 causes of action related to infliction of emotional distress. Judge Octagon also dismissed a claim in the suit related to the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. In the dismissal of the RICO element of the lawsuit, the judge decided that Jones case fails to prove any injury to his business property caused by a RICO enterprise overseen by Diddy, and therefore he can't sue under the claim that his complaints relate to any alleged illicit enterprise. The judge said Jones' non-payment claim also lacked a causal connection with any purported racketeering activity. Ooh. Combs' alleged refusal to honor the contract with Jones is not itself a RICO predicate act. Even if the contract breach resulted from Jones' refusal to participate in Combs' alleged racketeering scheme, the judge wrote, in sum, whether or not Jones has adequately alleged the existence of a RICO enterprise, he has not tied the activities of that enterprise to defendant's breach of contract or any other business or property harm incurred by Jones. I mean, I'm not a Diddy-sided person, but I do appreciate when we see judges be able to delineate things that just don't seem proper. You know what I'm saying? I have this RICO case over here, and then here you come and you sue me for lost wages, and you tie that into my RICO. And the judge comes and says, listen, you want to continue with your lost wages or saying that, you know, he did you wrong as far as you guys contract or whatever. But this RICO over here with traffic, sex trafficking and all that type of shit, there's reasons for me to clearly separate the two. That shit over here on the left side is being struck. I mean, it's a judge's and a jury's job to do those type of things, technically, right? And your lawyers too. Your lawyers are the first line of defense, no? So Jones' case was filed February 26 in New York federal court seeking $30 million in restitution. In the lengthy filing, which was later amended to add more damning allegations, Jones levels harsh accusations against Combs, included alleging that he was sexually assaulted, allegedly forced by Combs to engage in sex acts, made to solicit sex workers, drugged, humiliated, and says he was repeatedly groped on his, I don't feel like saying the word, on his parts and genitals while in Combs' orbit. Okay. Listen, I'm not, Diddy ain't no angel to me. He ain't no angel to y'all. By a lot of people's opinion, Diddy is guilty of some things and he's possibly innocent of others. I've always struggled with a man hanging around continued sexual assault. Pardon me for being a little stereotypical, but it's not as easy to rape a man. Now I know there's people in jail that would disagree, right? But you guys understand my point. I think my own stereotype, maybe, and to be sexually assaulted, you know, I think there's a lot of people in the chat. You only got to do it once. You only got to do it once. You know, if you're hanging around while somebody's playing with you, as you saw in the article, and groping your genitals, and this time over here you was allegedly this time over here you was forced to perform acts, you know, and then even the acts of oral based sexual acts, like even to assume that stuff could be forced on a man, it's just odd. It's just odd. It's not easy if I'm on the jury, if I'm a judge, for me to just say, oh yeah, that's very easily to take place, you know, unless you have some willingness to allow I don't know. And then money is at play. So how long you hang, because while in Jones' orbit, so how long is this stuff just taking place and you're just still there? What is your incentives to allow this to continue to happen? It's just, I don't like some of it. You know, does it mean that Diddy never did nothing to Lil Rod? I don't know, but I'm not comfortable with some of that stuff. I'm always gonna call a spade a spade. But Diddy also got another one, right? What was the recent one? One of them was Busby, where it was showed that he wasn't legally licensed, I believe, to defend or to have New York clients. A couple of those cases got tossed. Busby had to remove himself. Then you have the Jay-Z and Busby case, that getting spun around to the point where Busby and the fucking plaintiff Jane Doe is getting sued. These are three big wins for Diddy's side. it's not just the legal of what the legal side of what the judge is striking from paperwork saying this is no longer on his RICO shoulders. It's not just that. It's the court of public opinion and the court of public perception, because once again, these jurors are fucking human. I forget if they did jury selection yet or not. I want to, if they did, I want to look up a picture and just take a look at the jury, see mixed nationalities. What's the percentage of man versus woman? How many men are on the jury? How many women are? But anyway, the jury is fucking human. You know, they get to see all this shit in the public when they go home as well. You know, when they pick up their phones at night too, and they're talking at the dinner table with their husbands and wives. Like, how was jury duty today, man? You are really in there with the Diddy case, man. I tell you, man, some wild blah, blah, blah. They're human. They're human. And leading up to the trial start, they see shit like this. The Busby shit, the sex tape. Wait a minute, that was consensual. Wait a minute, this case was thrown out. Wait a minute, this Jane Doe is some fake fraud shit. There's audio of her in her house saying, I was pushed to do this by Tony Busby. Wait a minute, the little Rod shit got tossed. This is what, you get it? 50-50. I keep saying it, 50-50. Okay. What do we got next? Let's go to let's jump to Lil Boosie. Did y'all see what's going on with Lil Boosie? Lil Boosie, he does his, what is it, annual, his Boosie Bash, his concert that he promotes. And it was a young man that lost his life in the midst of, I think, college or school hazing. Y'all know what hazing is, right? And Boosie wanted to do a tribute alongside of his concert, pretty much. And he's gotten a lot of extreme backlash and potential legal actions towards in his direction behind it. So let me give y'all a backdrop first about, you know, what happened with this young man.
Details about the 3 suspects arrested in the alleged hazing death of Caleb Wilson. Police say each of the suspects punched Omega Sci-Fi pledges that night nearly 2 weeks ago, but the warrant suggests only Caleb McRae delivered the fatal blow.
Arrest warrants reveal the role each played. Here is Maddie Kurth with what investigators are saying the other 2 men did as they now face a felony.
John, this is exclusive video here of 28-year-old Isaiah Smith turning himself into Baton Rouge police this morning. Investigators say he held the title Dean of Pledges within the fraternity and that he punched at least one person that night. His bond was set at $25,000. He and 25-year-old Kyle Thurman now face criminal hazing charges, which were upgraded to a felony in Louisiana 7 years ago. They each face up to 5 years in prison if convicted. Now, police say Wilson and 8 other pledges were in a warehouse leased to Smith's father. Thurman is accused of punching one half of the pledges, while 23-year-old Caleb McRae is accused of punching the other half, including Caleb Wilson. An arrest warrant says McRae delivered 4 blows to Wilson's chest before he collapsed to the ground unconscious. It sees that additional manslaughter charge now punishable by up to 40 years in prison. Investigators say the pledges were then ushered into another room while frat leadership tended to Wilson, changing his clothes before loading him up into Smith's car and dropping him off at a hospital and leaving before the police arrived. A preliminary autopsy found a small bruise on the right side of Wilson's chest. The coroner says his body was released to a funeral home last week, but that official cause and manner of his death is still pending.
I don't expect this to go to trial, but it could. But I think they're going to be trying to look for mercy rather than to be defiant in this case. Well, that'd be my advice if I was representing them.
Now the standard procedures play out with arraignments and motion hearings. McRae is due back in court in May, and Smith is to return in June. Their lawyers spoke outside of the courthouse.
Isaiah is terribly remorseful about this. This is nothing that anybody wanted. And I think we're still in a state of shock about what's going on.
My client is grieving right now. He's grieving the loss of a friend. He's grieving the potential loss of his life. I mean, this is a traumatic event.
We're still waiting on a bond amount and the next court date for Thurman. In the meantime, Wilson's family will host a public memorial Friday at the F.G. Clark Activity Center in Baton Rouge. That's from noon to 5, with a celebration of life service to follow. Wilson's funeral is then set for Saturday.
I'm going to continue with Boosie in a second, but let me speak about, you know, the hazing and the overall situation first. This is very, very sad to see for all parties involved. Of course, the young man, Caleb, that lost his life gets the most sympathy from us. Like, man, life is precious. Rest in peace to that young man. But it's also very unfortunate for the 3 gentlemen that are now facing charges and may get time behind this. You see what the lawyer said, and it aligns of expectations. this does not seem like a situation where a crime was being committed purposefully. Like somebody ran up in a store for robbery and ended up shooting one of the customers that were there, and somebody lost their life. Hazing is it goes back forever. It happens in all major sports. It happens at every college. It happens with fraternities, sororities. Everybody remember the movie School Days? Remember some of the hazing that they did in the movie School Days? That's the Spike Lee joint, y'all. If y'all don't know, that's kind of one of those you have to have watch type of movies, y'all. School Days. Even outside of hazing, right? Growing up as a kid, you do shit that you could lose your life for. Remember the story of the kid that I think he got found like life, little kid. He pulled a wrestling move on like a little girl and broke her neck or killed her, something like that, and he got life. Me, when I was in school, a lot of my boys that went to school with me, they could testify to this too. It wasn't a hazing ritual where you just stand there and get punched in your chest. We just called it open chest. Open chest and walk up to them and punch you in the chest. It got to the point where sometimes you would walk past your boys or people that you knew that was playing the game. You cover your chest like, nah, you don't got me. It was called open chest. There was another one where we chopped each other in the throat, right in the Adam's apple. Boom. Bugged out. Cinnamon challenge. I could have died as a child. My man Ant, not the two ants that I mentioned a lot on my stream. Ant G. Last name G. I ain't gonna say your full last name. If you ever catch you on any of my streams, homie, I ain't forget you. It's been a long time since I seen you, but I hope you're doing good. My man Aunt G lived right next door to me. Like I'm talking about, walk outside my door, 2 steps, and then I could walk into his crib. He's a little bit older than me. He had these gold chains, right? Like I was like probably like a freshman while he was probably like a junior or a senior. So he's ahead of me as far as like in the loop, I guess, right? So we're in my kitchen one day, and he's the one, once again, a little bit more, got the jewelry and everything. I'm looking up to him as in certain respects. And he's like, yo, I bet you can't swallow a spoonful of cinnamon. And I'm like, what? Now, in our minds, cinnamon is like sweet, damn near sugar or some shit in our minds, right? And he put one of his chains on the table. I remember I had a Looney Tunes medallion. I forget which Looney Tune or cartoon it was. This was back when cartoons was popular, on T-shirts and chains and medallions and multi-finger rings and all that type of shit. And yeah, one of his chains with a Looney Tune medallion, he's like, if you could do it, I'll give you my gold chain. What? Give me that. Pours it on. Boom. And with the amount of people have died from the cinnamon challenge. I could have died on the spot from that shit, and I learned my lesson quick. And you want to know what's sad? I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I probably then saw that I went through it as a little kid, like, oh, that's a gotcha, that's a trick, and I probably did it to people too. Like, hey man, I bet you can't do the cinnamon. Could have died on accident, and he would have been in jail. Or if I would have did it to somebody and they would have died, I would have been in jail. Right? Another one. Anybody remember the one where you pass each other out? You bend over, you take a certain amount of deep breaths in your nose, out your mouth, and then on like the last final breath, you come up and you hold your breath, and then somebody holds their hands to your throat like this. The first time somebody did it to me, and I accepted it willingly. Yo, I bet you I could pass you out. It's like a mystery thing to you. Like, what? Pass you out? Watch this. Lean over, take a certain amount, and then hold your breath on the last one. And then they do it. And then all of a sudden, when you come to, it's fucking like magic to you. Like, the fuck? Oh my God. I was gone for a second. And everybody in the room is laughing. Like, oh shit. And then you start doing it to people. I remember doing it to people on the school bus. Hey, watch what I'm gonna show you what happened to me. Let me do it. Like, it's insane. Kid shit, young shit, school shit, fraternity shit, sorority shit, even in the NBA. Niggas get hazed. You know, little Bronny might walk out to his car and the whole car is full of popcorn all the way up through the sunroof. Hazing. And I say all them type of stories to connect with y'all, knowing that y'all a lot of y'all come from the same era as me. We was kids, man. And we did a lot of dumb shit that we could have been hurt in jail for, died from. We did a lot of stupid shit. Punching each other in the chest to us is play when we young. You kill somebody. You kill somebody. We gotta teach our kids, man. Don't be allowing somebody just to punch you in the face because you lost a game or because you got a journal fraternity or something. You can die from this shit. It's insane, man. It's fucking insane. I wanted to go through that because that was important to me. But let's get back into Boosie. So damn, because that to me is more important than if Boosie gets in trouble. It's making us remember to save each other's lives and some of these kids' lives behind this shit. All right, but Boosie actually is in trouble behind this shit now. Boosie just can't. I know he's just like, man, every year is something. Boosie Badass threatened by Attorney General over Caleb Wilson's scholarship. Boosie Badass has come under legal fire for his plans to create a scholarship in memory of fraternity hazing victim Caleb Wilson. That's the overall. The drama stems from Boosie's annual Boosie Bash Festival earlier this month at Southern University, the college Wilson was attending at the time of his death. During the show, Boosie shared his plans to create a scholarship honoring the 20-year-old student who was killed in February during an off-campus fraternity ritual. In reports by WBRZ, Louisiana Attorney General Liz Merrill spoke out against Boosie, accusing him of misappropriation and using the student's death for profit. Caleb Wilson's parents have advised me that they have not given consent and know nothing about their son's name and image being used to promote this event. The type of stuff you can get in trouble for. They didn't even know the event was happening. They requested that his name, image, and any reference to a scholarship for him be removed from all promotional materials. I intend to take legal action due to their misappropriation of his name and image to promote their for-profit event. This is not a charitable event. Initial reactions to that, of it being charitable or not. So be clear, any event could be charitable. You can put yourself in a position in any type of event that collects money and take some of the proceeds to put towards charity. So let's be clear there, right? But when they say this is not a charitable event, I'm going to give an assumption of what they mean. Especially if it involves loss of life or somebody's legacy or how they died or the representation that you want around that person's name or image or likeness, it's possibly just the type of event that is striking a nerve. Boosie Bash. Boosie Bash is a type of concert where you're going to have all these gangster street rappers rapping. Probably got the women out on stage twerking and all this type of shit. Maybe they feel like the alignment towards this particular situation versus what that show and concert looks like, there's not a match there. And maybe they feel that it's offensive. Let me bring up Boosie stuff before I talk about Boosie. Hold on. Let's just bring up Boosie himself. I don't want to speak for the man. I'll give opinion on the man. I won't speak for the man.
Man, I did this out of love, bro. My business partner came to me. Say, man, you know that kid just died, man. You want to do something for that kid, man, and his family. These people going with me in Louisiana. That's why I moved from now on there, bro. It might be the last of Boosie Bash. That might be the last, bro. I'm thinking of taking Boosie Bash on the road, bro. Look for some venues this morning. Spend me about $300,000 on the tour right quick. I'm gonna take this on the road, man. They ain't gonna let me be great, bro. Man, I did this out of love, bro.
And let me pull up also his written statement. This was either his tweet or his Instagram post, y'all. All right. From Boosie's social media. It's sad for this lawyer and family to say I promoted my event off someone's passing. My event was promoted on Eventbrite since November 14th. This incident happened a week before my event was to take place. How I assume, fuck, can I capitalize off somebody's death for a concert? That ain't me. A death of a student won't help a concert. It would hurt a concert. I was asking or asked to help the situation, and that's what I was doing once I made it home. But for y'all to say that y'all are taking legal action against someone who is trying to help, y'all is a slap in my face. Completely wrong. When keeping it real goes wrong, shaking my head, BR, I'm done. Another money grab. This is the ultimate betrayal. Shaking my head. Ugh. First thing, you know, a lot of other artists are gonna look, people, not even just artists, are gonna look at this and be like, I'm gonna learn a lesson from Boosie, which means that whether it's coming from a place of good or a place of greed or a place of bad, I'm gonna tap in. It's so funny we're talking about tapping so much, right? I'm gonna tap in. I gotta tap in with the family. Hey, I see what happened down there. I'm from there. That's my alma mater. I used to go to that school. That's my city. I identify with this situation, or I just care overall because I'm a human and I want to do something. I want to do a scholarship. I want to do a benefit. I want to promote something. I want to bring awareness to how we could prevent this from happening in the future. Tap in. Because you may have the ability to actually affect or help someone because of who you are, but this can happen. The damn attorney general could say, I'm coming after you. The family could say, I'm suing you. We got to give Boosie the benefit of the doubt on this one. We got to. There's just no proof to put on his name that he did this maliciously, that he did this to say, oh, little kid just died from hazing. Let me sell a couple extra tickets. I can't believe that. Not if it's, especially it's been getting promoted since November 14th and the week before, and we can't put that on Boosie without proof. Like that, he don't deserve that. Now, on the other side of the coin, I do understand a parent's issues. You know, they may not give a fuck about hip hop. They may not give a fuck about Boosie. They may not give a fuck about the Boosie Bash or that concert or the type of music or what it represents or what it looks like every year. And they have that right. I can't be mad at the parents for that. They have that right. As far as the attorney general, I don't know. It just seems a bit extreme. I mean, there's a lot of people in this world to go after. To just outright say, and as if it's fact, Boosie did this to promote his event, to sell some tickets, and this is from a malicious place. I don't think it's right to put that on that man's name like that. And because think about it like this. If that was true, Boosie is damn near at a cancel level. That's cancelable shit. You know, like that's cancelable shit. You sneaking behind our back is trying to sell tickets based on this young man losing his life during a hazing ritual on some college day shit, on some school day shit. That's a dirty human being. And I'm not ready to put that on Boosie's name without proof. I need to see like a DM or something like, and I know this is, I'm reaching and I know this is like a bugged out hypothetical, but I'm just saying, like, I need to see like a DM. It's like, yo, man, you see that kid that just died away? I know how we could flip that. I'm just saying, like, you can't just up and put that on somebody. That's because that's scum of the earth level. That is scum of the earth level. So we've seen a lot of benefits. We've seen a lot of people end up in bad situations or lose their lives. Celebrities come around, they do things for them without checking in, without approval, and they just do it because they know they have reach. A million fucking times you're gonna scare and deter some of these celebrities that got influence across thousands and hundreds of thousands or millions of people. You're gonna deter those people from addressing, shedding light on, doing charities, doing scholarships. You're gonna deter them from stepping up with their voices and saying, hey man, I know that this just happened across the country, but I disagree with it, so I want to do something. You're going to deter them from, you're going to scare everybody into being quiet behind some of the shit that happens. And this is why I'd be so pissed off at Kanye, because these people have voices. And when they use their voices for good, it filters down into society. I'm getting pissed. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm getting mad at that. Like, That's why I'm mad at Kanye, because he has so much fucking influence, but he uses his voice for shit. But then a Boosie comes around and says, damn, I want to do a scholarship, and you gonna go after him for that? You're like, yo, I'm getting out of here. I'm moving. I'm no more. I'm good. This is fucked up now that I think about it. This is fucked up. Show me proof that it was malicious, or this is fucked up. Leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. Damn, you can't even fucking do a charity without getting sued. That's where we at. You motherfuckers is suing for everything. Everything. My tea. My sips tea moment. My bad. This is my tea. Water. I trigger myself sometimes. My bad. That's the reason why I'm able to go live instead of record a video, edit. Oh no, I fumbled here. I didn't mean this. I didn't mean that. Damn edit. And then I stuttered here and all that. Fuck all that. I do my shit live, and my thoughts are processing as I'm talking. And just right there, it's just genuine. As you like, I'm literally thinking about it. Like, wait a minute, this is wronger than I thought. This is fucked up, I think. Unless there's details, that's my only disclaimer. Unless there's more details that I don't know. Unless there's more details that I don't know about, or you got to give me some proof that this was malicious intent. This is fucked up. I'm gonna move on. Yeah, Boosie news is crazy. Yeah. My guy Joe, man. What's up with my man Joe? What's going on with my guy Joe, man? All right, Joe Budden sued. Neighbors had enough. Nude streaking, weed smoking podcast gotta go. Okay. Joe Budden is being dragged into court by two neighbors who claim he tried to enter their place while naked and has been causing a ruckus in the building with his podcast. TMZ Hip Hop obtained a complaint filed by attorney Thomas, blah, 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 on behalf of John and blah, 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 who claimed Budden and his podcast co-host Melissa Ford and the Condo Association have engaged in a campaign of intimidation and retribution after the Axois raised complaints about the disruption from Budden of recording his highly rated podcast in the building. I wonder why it's Melissa Ford alongside Joe, and they chose to leave out the other host of the podcast. And I'll scroll past that. Some of his pictures, just his chest and stomach, but still. I think that's like ring camera pictures or footage people. John and whoever both claimed they confronted Budden about excessive noise from the podcast and complained about Budden and co-host smoking weed in the condo's common area, leaving ashes on the property and creating a hazardous health situation for their young daughter. The Axois said they even filed a complaint with the Condo Association, leading to Budden firing back and accusing Yulita, whoever that family name is, of making racially charged remarks towards him. They say Budden even doubled down and claimed to have a recording of the alleged racism. John says he called his bluff and told him to produce the audio, which they say still hasn't surfaced. The couple also cites an episode of the podcast from October 19, 2024, which they say involved the host deliberately playing loud music and simulated gunshots and sirens lasting more than 8 minutes. On the same episode, they say Budden referred to Axoy as the neighbors and dissed them on the podcast. They also say Budden misrepresented his alleged attempt to enter their residence while naked on December 4th, as he joked and dismissed the incident publicly. The family included screenshots from the door cam they say shows the nude Budden in the hallway. Budden was also subsequently temporarily barred from the condo, but they say he returned about a week later. Joe's lawyer tells TMZ Hip Hop They believe the lawsuit is a little more than a money grab, but it's also an attempt by the person we believe to be a racist. A lot there. So we heard about this already, and well, we didn't hear about all the drama between the podcast, Joe Budden, and the neighbors, right? How they feel about all the other activity and behavior, etc. But the whole sleepwalking thing that Joe presented, they lost that. Joe won that case, right? So there's going to be tension that continues, but now they're also alleging that there's continued, let's say, purposeful jousting amongst each other. I'm claiming that you're getting at me because you're being racist. I'm claiming over here that no, you took shots at me on your podcast and you playing gunshot sound effects and all that and like noise and all that because you're trying to fuck with me now. You're the neighbor that said fuck you and turn the music up now because we don't like each other. I guess they're alluding to all of that. So it doesn't seem like Joe or any of the podcasters live in the same building where they podcast, which is good. You know what I'm saying? You got guests and everybody coming by. You're renting out an apartment or a studio within this building that is residential. Okay. So I get it. On Joe's side of defense, there are dickhead neighbors. There are asshole neighbors. And if there is proof of racism, then yeah, that is not to be ignored. On Joe's side, and we're paying our dues and we're paying our rent or we're paying our lease just like the next man. Just because I'm not sleeping here or living here and instead I'm using my space to podcast, that's my right? That's on the defense side. Now, I do have some issues on the other side, the residential side and the neighborly side. And you gotta either live within standards that have compliancy to get some of the points that I'm about to make, or you would have had to live in a community that pushes this type of presentation. I'm finding my words carefully. Now, on the HOA side of things, on the neighborly side of things, everybody knows how it is. If you live in a building, you have to abide by certain things, whether it's just being civil or whether it's actual rules of the premises, i.e. no loud music after 12. If you don't want to follow rules like that as a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman, then you got to live somewhere else, right? You live under certain conditions when you live in certain places. I used to live in an HOA private community when I was younger. This was in my 20s. Everybody knows me back from the homelands. I did all the fight nights. Everybody knows. But when I had people come over for fight nights, they would put stickers on everybody's windows like you could only park in the subdivision if you lived there. Everybody else had to drive like 2 miles away to like the public parking lot. Nobody was doing that. They was pulling up to my crib and parking. Some of that could have been my neighbors. I've even had times where it wasn't even like a fight night. Let's say I had a young lady. I remember I went outside 3 o'clock in the morning barking on a security guard over this shit because I noticed some lights outside my window and something just told me to get up and look out the window. You know what I'm saying? I had a young lady over and she parked in front of my garage. So my garage is being blocked, okay? I got one car in the garage, one car parked over here in the spot that's allocated to me, and she's parked in front of my garage, okay? Look out the window. This motherfucker's putting a sticker on her car, and he's putting a fucking a fine on her car. It's like $50 every time or some shit. I lost it. I ran outside I'm probably in my boxers, ran outside shirtless, and I just started barking on this motherfucker. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, that's the rule. And I'm like, fuck the rule. Man to man. You know I live here, right? He's like, yeah. You see that the car is only blocking this garage, right? Yeah. I'm telling you, I don't have a problem with my fucking garage being blocked. So why the fuck are you putting a ticket on this fucking car? Because it's the rules. I'm like, you hear yourself. Grow the fuck up. Not everything is, you see what I'm saying? Like a cop is supposed to say, you can't drink alcohol in public, right? But you got a million cops that say, all right, he's got a brown paper bag on it. Walk past him. That's what I'm trying to show you, dickhead. Like, relax. It's my garage that's blocked. I didn't call you here. I didn't complain. This is my guest. Get the fuck on. You know, and I got to a point where I had to also realize, like, this is the price you pay for where you choose to live. This is the price you pay. Like, Everybody's dealing with this bullshit, not just me. It wasn't racially charged. There goes a tie-in. It wasn't racially charged. It's just that community. It sucked. They treated you like college students instead of mortgage-paying adults. Now, I'll go to something even bigger, like a big private community. I've lived in spaces where there's a lot of land, and the way that things are upkept, it's like HOA, first of all, definitely enforces it. Like, if you don't pressure wash your driveway in certain communities, you can get fined. You know, if you don't rotate the straw on your common grounds or in your lawn, you can get fined. Like, I've been in some communities where, you know, nobody even does their own lawn. Nobody's out there with a lawnmower. It's too much land. Everybody got services that are hired that come and do their pruning, do their grounds. It's not considered mowing your lawn. It's considered landscaping, right? And those type of areas, those type of communities, if they're not upheld, everybody's upset, because this is the lifestyle that we want. We don't want the garbage pails out. We don't want the loud music. We don't want this person over here doesn't have his lawn done. They will find you even if your fucking your garage isn't painted fresh. Some communities will come and do it for you. Hey, we're here to paint your garages free of charge. We want everything to look fresh, your garage doors. You know, and I say all of that because people that have experienced those community and HOA type of living conditions, and where you uphold those type of standards, as well as like even smaller, when I talk about like shitty things where it's just like, yo, my neighbors is assholes and they may call because I'm blocking my own garage, or they see a car out here that doesn't belong in here. Like, I don't know if it was one of my neighbors that called, but anyway, either side of the spectrum. I say all that to tie in Joe Budden. He's had some money over his lifetime. He's lived in some nice places, some nice properties. He knows what it is to live in those type of situations. And you got to apply that. You got to apply that. You got to realize that that building that you're possibly recording in, it's probably treated with a certain level of prestige by the people that actually go to sleep there. So all the loud music, all the smoking weed, all the leaving the ashes in the common grounds back where the kids is walking back and forth through, but you got your guests out there for the week or whatever, or for that episode, they don't like it. They don't like it. And I think it's Joe Budden's right within the neighborly aspect, as well as what abides by HOA, to be there. But you also have that shit that's not in these contracts, not about HOA, just about upkeeping the area at a neighborly level. You know what I'm saying? Like where I live, you think I want to be the only one driving down my block with the music blasting and everybody else is being quiet? Why would I want to be the ass? Why would I want to be different? Why would I want to be the black sheep? It'll even change your standards. They say you can't take the hood out the nigga, but you take the nigga out the hood. In certain respects, like, no, I've been way more civilized as I've lived in different places based on where I actually grew up and where I'm from. You get civilized. Like, I start looking at people like, yo, turn your radio down. Like, you change. You know what I'm saying? So Joe, I fuck with Joe and the whole Joe Budden podcast. If you are being a little bit more laid back on being neighborly or upholding the prestige of that building and the people that live there, or the HOA rules, if you are being a little bit more lax simply because I don't live here, I'm just potting here, just remember, man, what it's like where you spend all your real estate taxes, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably live in a beautiful home in a beautiful area, and some of that stuff you probably wouldn't want at your doorstep either. That's the only advice that I would offer. That's the advice that I would offer. But at the same time, you know, if neighbors is reaching and being racist or whatever, fuck them. Okay? I'm gonna be fair because I really, really fuck with Joe and the Joe Budden podcast. Okay. All right. Y'all boy is home. NBA YoungBoy. Let's check it out.
Whoa.
Real? Is this real right here?
Let's
What's up, everybody? It's your boy BREAD Fox reporting from the Chicks Universe. And of course, as you can see in that video, the king is home. And I'm not talking about the king of hip hop, but the king of YNs is home. Yes, you heard me right. The king, NBA YoungBoy, has touched down. As you can see in that military style entrance, he's already coming in with fashion, and you can tell that he's ready to get right back in the booth. Now, for those of you who may not know, NBA YoungBoy actually was incarcerated back in December of 2024 for an illegal gun possession charge. Now, ordinarily, that's not a big deal in Utah. However, when you're a felon, it doesn't matter where you're caught with a gun. It's an absolute big deal. So for that, he actually received a 23-month federal prison sentence. However, after just 105 days, he is home. And no, he is not snitching. I know that's what some people are going to say. He is not snitching. The reason why he's able to come home so early is because, for one, he is going to be serving the next 30 days on house arrest. And for the next 60 months, which equates to 5 years, he will be on a strict probation. So, with that said, there are some terms to his release. It looks as though, at least the rumors are saying, that YB will be able to tour. Yes, the federal government is not going to keep him locked in his house 24/7. They're going to allow him to put food on the table for his family by other means other than streaming, which is really, really big for NBA YoungBoy fans. Why? It's been a while since NBA YoungBoy has been on tour. Now, of course, these rumors are coming via the way of academics. One thing that we do have to give academics credit for is that when it comes to NBA YoungBoy news, being as he has such a great relationship with YoungBoy and his management team, it's almost usually reliable. So I do have to give him credit in that regard. This is exactly what academics said. Talk to OG3. NBA YoungBoy is home, spending time with family, has a curfew for 30 days, and has to stay at a certain location. No docs. Have some patience. Tour is locked in. YB fans, get ready. Give him some time, though. We'll give you more info when available. 2025 YB. Now, this is absolutely great news for all YoungBoy fans out there, but at the same time, we do have to stay objective, and we have to bring up the important debate that's on the table. Is YB going to actually stay out of trouble this time? Why do we say that? Because YB, since he came into the game, has been riddled with issues with the law. Like, literally, the first time he came out, he was already in jail from December 2016 to 2017.
All right, I'll leave it there. Shout out to NBA YoungBoy, huge fan base. Actually, I think there's a stat about that in here real quick, like how successful this fucking guy is and why they call him the king of the YNs. Is it in here? Was it this video I seen? His numbers are insane. I don't see it in here, but yeah, NBA YoungBoy is one of them. He really is one of them. You could only pray to have a fan base like NBA YoungBoy. You just gotta fucking stay out of trouble. That when it started with the helicopter thing, the reason why I said, is this real? Because part of me is just like, why? Like, for what? Like, who the fuck is NBA YoungBoy other than a very successful artist and rapper? Like, what is this military, deliverance about? Like, you're not moving El Chapo or Pablo Escobar. Like, what the fuck? I almost said El Pablo. Yo, what the fuck? The only time I remember seeing a rapper, if I remember correctly, go right from jail into like a helicopter, I think it was Meek Mill. And I think that's because he went straight from jail to the Philly NBA game, I think, right? And that's when people thought that them higher ups, like mayors and whatnot, had they claws in them, right? Because they was just like, they made you go. They let you out, but they leveraging you. I don't want to say using you on some snitch shit. Don't misconstrue it. I'm saying leveraging you. Like, come be over here, do this. Come be over here, do that. Like, they're leveraging you. T.I. got leveraged. Some people didn't like how he got leveraged in the midst of him, all the automatic handguns and silencers and all that shit he got found with when he did the like the Crime Stoppers commercial, right? The 1-800 number, whatever. They was like, you let them people leverage you like that. You know what I'm saying? I remember like the Mysons of the world spoke out about him. It's just like, yo, is that telling? Like, is that, I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, the helicopter thing, cool, whatever. I would go to an NBA YoungBoy show. I would go to like his next show. I would. I wouldn't mind checking that out, man, because yeah, his fans don't get to see him that often. You know, he's spending too much time in trouble. And the man's got a crazy catalog. So shout out to him, man, back on the street. His legal team worked a great situation for him to continue to have the record and the history that he has, and then go through that case right there and already be back home, back into his career. So shout out to him. All right, a little bit of Luce Cannon and Wack 100. I told y'all we get back to Wack 100. Let's go to Luce. Look at this video that came back.
Rock got killed in the
Nebraska.
Look at the caption. Video surfaces of Luce Cannon placing him and Big U at the scene of PNB Rock's murder when it happened.
Yeah. So I felt it was like super messed up, because at the end of the day, it was me and Big Useless in there when it happened. So when it happened, I wish I could have just told him, like, bro, just give up the jury and we get it back to you later. But it just happened so fast and he wasn't cooperating. And that's when they took it off of him by force. You get what I'm saying?
What do you say to a person who won't give up their jury when something like that's happening?
No, give it up and then check in with the real people. So we're going to find a jury and we're going to get it, because we know all the pawn shops, we know all the people that's going to melt it down and everything like that. So as soon as it comes on their table, we got it. Okay, get it, go in that back room, make that phone call, put them on the phone. That's how it works.
Rocket.
I'll give you a better option if you lose your chain, rather than tapping in with the Big U's or the Luce Cannons or the gangsters of that related city. I'll give you a better option. Either one, insure your jewelry and just go to the insurance, or B, let it go. Right? If anybody could get robbed, anybody can get caught. I know for these fucking rappers too, your chain is like a badge of honor. I'll die behind my chain. You snatch my chain, but you know that's what they got to rap. That's what they got to live. That's what they got to present. That's what they got to show. That's the rapper image, right? Your career is over if you lose your chain. It's a trap. It's sickening. People, insurance or let it go. Like, wrong place, wrong time. It happened. Fuck, let it go. Rather than associating yourself with these type of people, the Luce Cannons or the Big U's of the world, and then having those type of relationships around you now, or favors that you owe. No. You're causing a domino effect now. Like, don't get yourself involved with these fucking people. Yo, let me tap in with Big U to get my chain back. Fuck no. I'm gonna let it go. This is why people accuse Wack 100 of like manipulating the Luce Cannons of the world. You can tell by watching Luce Cannon, his name fits, right? He's not the sharpest person in the world. Wack 100 could get him up there on No Jumper Podcast, say, "What, nephew? So wait, Big U called you before Nips," like, you know what I'm saying? And then Luce Cannon will continue to reiterate and bounce off of that and answer. You can get Luce Cannon to say anything. And speaking of getting him to say anything and how he's been manipulated by Wack 100 and podcasts of the world because he just doesn't have that level of sharpness, he's already calling from home and talk like, once again, very insane to me. I wouldn't say shit if I was where Luce Cannon is, and he's already making these calls home and talking.
This is why they was going after his character. You know what I'm saying? Because he do a lot of scumbag stuff, and then people is not really understanding that, okay, we ain't paid in telling stories or narratives that you know, actually 100%, but we are telling how his character is. And things that's being said that he got indicted for have nothing to do with anything that I ever said about him. You get what I'm saying? It's all about the character of him. how he just does reckless things and then he want to place blame on somebody else. Like I said, he always go right.
He does reckless things, then he wants to put blame on somebody else. This is literally a jail phone call home from the feds. I believe it's like a Fed call. I can't believe it. Maybe I'm tripping for not believing it or not understanding it. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I just need to catch up. I mean, y'all could go over and like, this is, you know, we check this channel out a lot. This is Getty Radio. He pays attention to a lot of the stuff that happens like on Clubhouse and whatnot. And he's normally got that type of content. If y'all want to go listen to this whole thing of Luce Cannon's call home from the feds already, still talking about Big U while he's in, like, it's insane. But it's fucking insane. Y'all go check it out. I just want to let y'all know that he's in good spirits and he's still in content mode. And we'll get Adam22's podcast today too, talking about his Fed knock on the door. Insane. I don't feel like staying on that too long. When I said we got some source, real quick updates. This appears to be like a memorialized tribute that Source posted on his Instagram for Sayso P. It's going through a lot of pictures of them hanging out together, mobbing around the country and whatnot, which is dope. But let's read the caption. Caption says, words or tears can't explain the loss I feel. Splat, I wish your fat ass listened to me and stayed in the room. I told you we could smoke that blunt after security and the rest of our familia pulled up. Sosa Man told you that we'd wait till we leave and hit Superior first. You always so hard-headed, blood. But you know I'm going to ride with you regardless. We come together, we leave together. Wish you just went DR with Shimmy and shot off and skipped this trip to Memphis. But you was excited. I finally agreed to come to the M. It's been 4 years since at TSF 1 punch _ 10100 brought you to the familiar. Did everything I could to help you change your lifestyle from Miami to all 50 states. We've been mashing and splashing together. I learned a lot from you, young Spiller, and I'm thankful for all the loyalty and support. City to city, hood to hood, with them sticks, rap hustling. You left Earth as a rich young boss. You left Earth happy and successful. I'm going to make sure the world knows that who you really are. But unfortunately, most of our kings and bosses are at war with each other. I hope one day we all stop taking lives from our communities and actually start to enjoy and build better futures for our cultures. But the streets are the streets, so I accept what came with being your brother. I love you, Splat. Do I go bluntly true with this, or do I ensure that I add on my level of sensitivity? I'm going to go option B. And I know y'all would rather, from an entertainment and a podcasting point, want option A, but that is my way to get you to read between the lines a little bit. This post starts out and has some pieces in the middle as well as some pieces towards the end that is, for lack of better words, not pointing blame, but it's like, it's showing like when he has the lines about Memphis, and especially the obvious ones in the beginning about I wanted you to wait, why'd you go downstairs? He's removing himself from I'm the reason. Hell, you're the reason I'm in Memphis. Hell, I wanted you to wait. I didn't want you to do this. And you know, it closes out with also a positive message that he would have to live in his friend's wake, which is, I wish one day we could all stop this stuff. You know, if you really wanted to cultivate that, you would have to remove that type of stuff from your music, and you're not going to do that. All in all, I think that this is a positive post, people. I don't want to go too left, but I'm just saying there's things that's said in this post that maybe it's me, maybe my interpretation levels, maybe they run too far sometimes. I'm just saying. There's things in here that are continuing to unpack what happened and why did it happen? or who did it happen for, or who was the cause, or why were we there in the first place, or who listened to who, or why we in Memphis. And he's obviously writing that stuff into this caption where some feel like unless he wanted it to be known, he didn't have to. You know, so respect to Source and rest in peace to Sayso P. And I'm gonna stop there. I don't want to go too far on that. You know, I want to leave that there. I got a closer for y'all, man. Laugh of the day. Let's do one of those again. All right. The ultimate, we are not laughing with you. We are laughing at you. This fucking guy, man.
I had 7 daddies, gang. That's all mama. Every time my mom brings somebody home, say, that's daddy. Stop playing on me. I had one daddy named Big Daddy. He sold a lot of crack.
Crack.
And I was kind of weird calling him Big Daddy. I was like 17 years old calling a nigga Big Daddy. I'm not keeping it real, gang. Stop playing on me. Oh, my daddy. Stop playing on me. That's Big Daddy. He was Pine Line. He dead now, I think. He may be alive.
He did. He may be alive.
Shout out to him. Big Daddy. I'm my Big Daddy.
My Big Daddy.
Damn, so he made you call him Big
I
Daddy?
ain't make me do shit. That was his name. The whole hood called him Big Daddy, gang. You would have called him Big Daddy too. Stop playing with me. Big Daddy had the big rocks. Everybody bought the crack for Big Daddy. Big Daddy had the whole hood, gang. That's what I got my mama. You ain't never, come on, gang. Why you act like I'm not gay? I got my nails painted. It don't mean I'm gay, gang. I ain't have my nails painted back then. And I still called him Big Daddy. Everybody called him Big Daddy, gang.
So out of your 7 different daddies, you'll say Big Daddy was your favorite.
Come on, gang, stop playing with me. Bro, I'll walk out this bitch. That's what I got my mama. I don't know. I had 7 daddies, gang. That's all my mama. Every time my mom brings somebody home, say that's daddy. Stop playing with me. I had one daddy named Big Daddy.
Yo, you know it's hilarious too how he keeps looking to the side of his homies to see what they are. Like y'all laughing at me, like playing with me. Yo, 607 Unk is the ultimate. We are not laughing with you, dude. And he gets platformed because of that level of entertainment that he brings. And I don't know if he knows that he's doing it. I think that's just I don't know, man. This guy is insane.
I don't check in LA. I swear to God, mama, because I'm a Crip, I'm a Blood. But this particular time, I chose to check in with
I'm a
Crip,
Blood?
but not check in. Let them know I was there, so they checked in with me. I went down on the grape. I swear to God, mama.
You said Crip and Blood.
I'm Crip and Blood.
In California?
In California. Everybody know. I'm California. Tell you about me. I don't check in LA. I swear to God, mama, because I'm a Crip, I'm a Blood. But this particular time, I chose to check.
Calm down. Take your drink.
Play on me.
Take your sip.
Play on me.
Take your sip. Take your sip. All right, put it down.
Stop trying to control me.
All right.
Stop trying to control me.
Because the Illuminati.
Stop telling me what to do, gang. And I'm going to keep my cup. Stop playing on me.
Oh,
don't tell me what to do.
Calm down. Take your drink.
Play on me.
Take your sip.
Stop playing on me.
Take your sip. Take your sip. All right, put it down.
Stop trying to control me.
All right.
Stop trying to control me.
Because the Illuminati.
Stop telling me what to do, gang. And I'm going to keep my cup. Stop playing on me.
Oh,
don't tell me what to do.
I'm trying to control me, gang. I'll tell you what to do, gang. Now I'm gonna keep my cup. Yo, I might follow that Instagram. If I go back to that gram later on and see that they post frequently enough with enough of those clips, I might follow that Instagram. So that guy is a laugh of the day, man. You know what I'm saying? You got hard workers like us trying to actually be an impact to today's society. You know, we all in this type of chat spreading energy of how to maybe save each other's lives and be successful and be in the loop of the things that we already follow and entertain by, which is the hip hop world and community. But niggas like that go viral. Oh, fuck the hard work I put in. Let's all just go listen to 607 Unk for the day. My message is going nowhere. We are doomed now that I think about it.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.